The Associated Press came out with a bombshell report this week showing that the Black Lives Matter protesters, those arrested last summer following the murder of George Floyd, have actually been treated more harshly by the judicial system than the January 6th Capitol rioters. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've heard Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jim Jordan and Louis Gohmert all tell you, and Madison Cawthorn recently added to this list, all tell you that these people arrested on January 6th are political prisoners. They're being treated so unfairly by the judicial system. The jails are harsh to them. Everything is terrible. These people should be released. So the Associated Press decided to look into these claims. And what they found based on 300 federal prosecutions is that, nope, the people who protested the murder of George Floyd are getting much harsher sentences than those who attempted an insurrection. And the AP points out that sure, there was arson, there was looting and rioting, and some violence at some of those protests last summer. Sure, absolutely. And those people are getting harsh prison sentences. At least 4 of them have received sentences of over 10 years in prison. Versus most of the Capitol rioters that even judges have admitted are getting off far too lightly for the crime that they committed. And there are plenty, by the way, of these, not the rioters, the Black Lives Matter protesters from last summer, who were released and never charged. In fact, most of the people who were arrested ended up not being charged. So this isn't referring to those individuals. We've talked about that in the past. This is not the people who were released and had charges against them dropped. These are the people that were charged and eventually prosecuted, receiving an average of 27 months in prison. The report points out one man who was only 19 years old when he participated in last summer's protests. He's now facing months and months and months in jail, and as much as $1.5 million that he would have to pay in restitution at 19 years old. Yeah, so far we're not seeing things like that happen for these people who broke into the U.S. Capitol, stole Nancy Pelosi's laptop, walked out the door with the speaker lectern waving at the cameras. Yeah. The results are clear. The judicial system is clearly far harsher on these Black Lives Matter protesters than they are for the Capitol rioters. And by the way, for the record, the Capitol rioters are not political prisoners. They're just regular old prisoners who attempted to interfere with official government functions because they wanted Donald Trump to have 4 more years of playing president. The judges in these instances are correct. These insurrectionists are getting off far too easily. And hopefully, as more prosecutions move forward, they'll balance out the scales a little bit and let these people who attempted to overthrow our election face the same kind of justice that the people who protested the death of a black man at the hands of a police officer are also receiving. If you can't get enough Ring of Fire, we encourage everyone to subscribe to our channel for fresh video content 7 days a week. And for even more from me, you can follow me on all social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Fair and Balanced.